Hello everyone, how are you? What's up? As we left in the chapter 10 of in the previous video of this series, let's start with the chapter 11. So let's go. As we have previously seen, our hero gets out of this prison and he went towards his home and sits in the house and is eating some food with his butler. So let's start from them. Hey Ron, aren't you hungry? Says our hero to his butler. There's plenty, so shall we eat together? Says our hero. And the butler Ron sits beside the hero. How could I dare to share a meal with you, young master? Says the butler, and hero replies, just sit down, I have something to tell you. So sit down, butler. And he sits next behind our protagonist and says, yes, okay, if you say so, I will sit down. And our hero says, how is my sister these days? And the butler replies, Lady Elizabeth, she is as usual, young master. She is as she used to be. There is nothing different from the previous time to next, replies the butler. And our hero is in disagreement and says, you are not an idiot, are you, Ron? You are certainly not an idiot. You should know, among all the people, you should know that my sister is not happy. She doesn't live the life she wants. She is suffering. And the butler is not phased and says, pardon? What do you mean, young master? And our hero is chewing his food and not replying. And finally he, after chewing the food in his mouth, says, I'll say it again, your cooking skills were always good. From what I can remember, in my younger days, the reason why I could enjoy the meals without a care in this world was because I knew because you checked all the ingredients that were sent to me for my food, if there were any poisons or not. I could be assured because you checked my food before giving it to me. And the butler replies, young master, so you knew that much. That's not the only thing, our hero says. Let's see. You are the nine-circle maze, right? Right, Ron? You are already a nine-circle maze. You are hiding that secret from me, right? Says our hero. And the butler is phased and he doesn't reply a single word. And our hero again says, as someone who stood by my mother's side, you must know. But I don't know what kind of person my biological mother was, since she passed away when I was just born. She passed away that moment I was born, so I don't know how my mother was. But seeing my sister, who people says resembles my mother, she must have been a good person, right? My sister is certainly a kind and a very beautiful person, so my mother must also be that kind of person. This is what I truly feel, says our hero to his butler, Ron. The butler is again not answering a single thing. He folds his arms between his legs and is sitting in a certain posture. And our hero again replies, you protected my mother from the sidelines, right? Our escort was a nine-circle maze, and you must be that maze. The nine-circle maze who used to be the bodyguard of my mother, you must be that person, right? If this was a novel, I would have thrown away the book, complaining about the realism, says our hero to his butler. And again he says, but it actually is a true. You are actually a nine-circle maze. It's not just a fantasy or novel, it's truth. You are a nine-circle maze who used to be my bodyguard of my mother, says the hero, and he reminisces his past. He remembers in his past life he was running out of his home with the butler. And he thinks, when I ran away from the Marquis house in my past life, I wasn't just alone, I wasn't running alone from my home. I left the Marquis house together with Ron. He remembers he left the house in the horse together with his butler Ron, who also used to be the bodyguard of his mother when his mother was still alive. While being chased by the pursuers sent by my father, he, actually, in his previous life, when he left his home, he remembers that he was being chased by the people sent by his father when he left his home. The pursuers were probably members of the Iron Blood Knight Order, like just like the chick I saw earlier. The Marquis sent the pursuers to kill his own son. Our hero remembers his past life. He remembers that his own father, who used to be the Marquis, sent his people. Among his people was a nine-circle swordsman. He sent his people to kill his own son because his son ran away from home. He was a villain type father. He doesn't love his own son. The captain of the Knight Order at the time was a nine-circle swordsman. So the people sent by his father to kill him was a nine-circle swordsman. And he remembers that his butler Ron sacrificed himself to protect the hero. His butler, who was also a nine-circle mage, sacrificed himself to save his young master. And at that time, I was afraid of you after knowing that you were a nine-circle mage who used to be my mother's guardian, says his hero to his butler. But my mother wasn't actually a commoner, was she? She wasn't a commoner, right? The Marquis also didn't knew this fact, right? She probably didn't even tell you. But I'll just keep living on without knowing it. Since what kind of person you are is all that matters, right? Our hero says, I'll just pretend like I didn't know anything because I know you are a good person. You won't harm me. And the butler replies, young master, just what do you want from me? And the hero replies, aside from you and my sister, I don't trust anyone here. Ron, will you protect my sister? Please protect my sister. And the butler replies, Lady Elizabeth is someone who has already reached the sixth circle at the age of 18. Even if I don't protect her, she is more than capable of protecting herself, says the butler. And our hero replies, no, she is excessively kind. Sacrificing herself is nothing to her. Sacrificing herself for the family and the house, that's not how she should live. It's how the Marquis of a family, the father should live, not the child who should sacrifice herself for the family. I'm planning to head to the academy as soon as tomorrow, and I won't come back unless it's something serious. Just for 4 years, please stay with my sister during that time and protect her just for 4 years. And after that you can live your life, says our hero to his butler. And his butler is certainly nervous to the conversation he is just being held right now. My life? Says the butler, and hero replies, not the life of always hiding behind me, but finding what you yourself want to do, says our hero to his butler. And butler replies, but why? Why do you want me to protect your sister for 4 years? And our hero says, I can't protect my sister in 4 years. And butler replies, but from whom? From whom do you want to protect your sister? And hero is about to say, well, of course. At the same time, someone knocks the door from somewhere and a voice is heard. Third young lord, please excuse me. Seeing someone interrupting his conversation with the butler, our hero is angry and says, damn it, this was an important moment. Come in. And we can see someone coming from behind the door, and we can see it's the knight who has been assigned to protect our hero. And he says, I will make my report. The guard was given first aid and sent for the treatment. And our hero replies, is that so? Oh. And at the same time the knight says, oh yes, the guard accidentally fell off, cut off his own finger while he was training and dropped his dagger. That dropped dagger unfortunately stabbed his own eyes, and the third young lord, after seeing that, ran to the annexed building. That's how it was wrapped up. He certainly made a story by himself and wrapped up this whole incident. And our hero says, "Good work. Since you are the Marcus dog, should I give you the leftover bones?" and and the knight is certainly nervous at the same time and also angry and says, "I'm okay, sir. I don't need things like bone." And our hero says, "Hey, chick!" But but the knight at the same time is certainly angry. He says, "My name is James Kanta, not chick." And hero replies, "Whatever. I'd like to train in the sword, so bring me one real sword and one wooden sword," asks his hero to his knight. But he's surprised and says, "My errands are not my job. My job is to protect the young master, not to do some errand works," says the knight. And hero thinks, "You are saying you at least have the pride of knight, are you?" And seeing the arrogant face of the knight, he says again, "Hey, chick, you don't like me, right? I'll give you a chance to beat the shit out of me." And the knight replies, "Are you serious?" Hero says, "Of course. You see my hand. You think hand like this has ever held a sword before? You can just beat the shit out of me however you want in a duel, right?" And the knight replies, "Are you telling me to become your sword teacher?" Hero is certainly jiggling to the reaction of the knight, and he laughs to himself and says, "That's the third most hilarious things I have ever heard in my life. Just go bring me a sword. I'm not asking you to teach me swordmanship. Just bring me the sword. Just bring me the sword I want, and let's duel," said the hero. And thus chapter 11 finished. Then let's go to chapter 12. In the chapter 12 we can see both the hero, after the knight left, both of these guys are talking to each other, and butler says, that man is a full circle user. Young master, will you be okay?" And the hero says, so what do you say? Do you wanna make a bet?" And the butler replies, "A bet? Whether I can beat that chick or not, we two will make a bet. If I will beat that chick, then I will win the bet," says our hero. And butler thinks to himself and says, "That's instead of betting on who will win or lose, we should wager on how many hits you will receive," says the butler. He doesn't believe that our hero could win against this his enemy, the knight in the fourth circle. So he says, "Let's bet on something like if you be, how many beatings will you get from the knight?" And as you can see, and hero replies, "Oh, that will be fun. What do you want to bet?" And butler says, "That knight is on an entirely different level to the second young lord. Are you seriously going to do this?" asked the butler. And hero replies, "Jeez, you have absolutely no faith in me. Let's do this. If I get hit upon once during the duel with that chick, you win. How's that?" And butler is surprised and says, "One hit? You will just bet on one hit?" And hero replies, "However, the loser grants the winner's wish, okay?" And butler says, "If there is something you want from me, all you have to do is give me the order. And I am this manor's servant after all." And hero thinks to himself, saying something like that makes me wanna tease you even more. He is in amusement to see the reply of the butler. And hero says, "As I have told you already, there's only two people in this Marcus house who I trust the most. My sister and you. Ron, that's you. These are only the two people that I trust in this household." And the butler replies, It's bad manners to point at someone with a fork, young master. And our hero says, your face is telling me you are loving this. All these complaints when you are actually happy. Ron, you seem to be misunderstanding something. You see, I don't order around the people that I trust. I request them. So let me request something of you, Ron, says our hero. And the butler is in a good mood. He says, young master, if you say it like that, it's hard for me to refuse. Both of them are giggling and laughing in the conversation with each other. At the same time, someone knocks on the door. The knight who was sent to bring the sword has returned and says, third young lord, forgive me for my rudeness earlier. If you need a sparring partner, then I will gladly be your partner. So please reconsider what you said earlier. And our hero is thinking, there are countless people like that guard who disrespect straight to my face. But indirect humiliation like that and laying a hand on me directly is completely different. He must be afraid of what may come afterwards. That's why he's kneeling and saying this shit. And our hero replies to the knight who has been kneeling in front of him. Then do you want to go somewhere no one can see us? And the knight replies, pardon? What do you mean? What do you mean to go somewhere no one can see us? And he thinks, could it be you are afraid of losing to me? Says our hero to the knight. And the knight is suddenly angry to the hero. He is shivering with anger. I am not afraid, says the knight. And the hero says, is that really so? Then I guess you are confident that you will beat shit out of me, right? Your face says it's obvious, thinks our hero, and says, Ron, do you know a place where we can train and remain unseen? And the butler replies, pardon? What do you mean? You wanna fight in a place where no one will see you? He thinks to himself for some time, and says, a place like that. And he takes our hero and the knight to the place. And it's certainly a big place. And hero says, oh, I've never knew there was a basement like this big, says our hero in a good mood. He's singing to himself. Is this where you work out, Ron? Says our hero, and butler replies, no, it's the place that your mother, Lady Noah, made for her two children. And hero says, why didn't I know about it then? Asks the hero to his butler, and he says, because you don't work out, master. You don't know because you don't work out. And hero replies, oh, that's true. I didn't used to work out and didn't used to do any exercise before, so that must be the reason I didn't know about this place. He thinks, come to think of it, I have never used this place before, but there's not a single speck of dust. Someone must be periodically cleaning this place, thinks the hero to himself. And hero says to his butler, you must have been cleaning this place, right, Ron? Thank you very much for cleaning this place until now. He says again, hey, chick! And the knight replies, yes, sir. Hero says, what the hell are you mindlessly staring at? Hand over the wooden sword. And the knight replies, third young lord. And hero says, hey, hurry the hell up. Let's start with the wooden sword first. And the knight, in the shivering voice, says, yes, sir, here you go. And he hands over the wooden sword to our hero. A hero grabs the sword in both of his hands, and at the same time, butler says, third young lord, you are quite adept at holding sword. Hero thinks to himself, if I pile up all the humans and other species I have killed in my past life, it will reach the heaven. He thinks to himself that he has killed a lot of people. If he piles all of those people, he could make a stairway to the heaven. And he replies, sure, Yeah, thanks for the compliment. And launches himself towards the knight, saying, and take this seriously, even if they are wooden swords, sick. At the same time, our hero puts his energy in his sword, and the swordsman or the knight is phased. He is a little nervous in front of our hero. He blocks the first attack from our hero, and the knight thinks, it I easily smacked it away, as expected. A novice is a novice. Since I am afraid of the aftermath, I'll just scare him a bit, thinks this knight to himself, and I'll end it soon. He's just thinking something at the same time. A sword is certainly coming towards his chin. He's barely able to deflect the sword, and he loses the battle because he was thoughtlessly thinking something, and is phased and says, huh? What just happened here right now? Young master, but the butler replies, and the hero says, you will be dead if this was a real sword. Didn't I tell you to take this seriously? Says the hero, and the butler is certainly amazed. He doesn't know what just happened here. He thinks, just where did he learn this move like this? This third young lord, what is he doing? Was it not his first time holding a sword? The butler is certainly amazed, and thus the chapter ends. Then, so let's start the chapter 13 of this series. And the butler is thinking to himself, what? Just what did I just see right now? Just what did I witness? Just how? Just now the young master went for a thrust and the knight easily smacked it aside. Even if he just smacked it lightly for the 14-year-old young master, there is no way it would have felt light. According to my expectation, then how did he launch himself again to the swordsman, and how did he win? He should have been down on the ground. It should have been indeed like this. But what happened yet? Why isn't he on the ground, but instead he took down the swordsman? Those are the perfect moments, perfect attacks and evasion. I'm sure of it. The magician is in shock. If he was holding a real sword, the page may have died, says the hero. Just what in the world happened to the young master? Forget swordsmanship. He has never even held a sword in his hand before. Is this what you call a genius? Is our young master a genius? The butler is thinking to himself. He doesn't know what to expect from his young master, and he suddenly says no. Not even a genius will be this skilled. How can a person who has never held a sword, even if he is a genius, how can he win against the swordsman like this? The butler is in a deep think, and the hero says, "Chick, you are not in your mid-20s, right? Sir, you are in your mid-20s, right?" And the knight replies, "Pardon? What do you mean?" To be exact, I'm 23 years old, says the knight, and our hero says, "When did you start training with mana?" And the knight replies, "When I was 18, sir. I started practicing mana. I did mana training from the age of 18. And our hero says, "Whoa, then you reached the 4th circle in 5 years, says the hero. The 4th circle at 23 years of age, considering he started late, he has some useful talent, thinks the hero, and says, "Let's see. 7th circle, no. He could even reach the 8th circle. He can make it up to the 8th circle. If he could even aim for the Knight Order captain position in a noble family's Knight Order," thinks the hero to himself. And the knight replies, "Third young lord, isn't this hilarious? A talent like this being reduced to taking care of a child," thinks the hero to himself, and replies, "Okay, I'm starting to like you now. And the knight thinks, what? You'll get hurt, third young lord? Says the knight, and hero replies, what? You think I'll get hurt? Didn't you just see? I just won. I just stab you in the neck. Thinks the hero to himself and says, chick, huh? Hey chick, let me give you a warning. There is a hair's width difference between conceit and confidence. Are you thinking what happened there just now? And the knight replies, what was a coincidence? And simply due to the sheer luck, says the hero to the knight. And the knight doesn't say a single word. He just looks at the hero in his anger. And he says, and the hero says, that's why you are just a chick. You come at me like this, says the hero to the knight, and the knight is certainly angry with the hero. And he launches another sword attack towards the hero. You rushed at me from a mere taunt like this. That's why you are only a page. You just run towards me because I made you a little bit of angry, says the hero to himself, and he launches another sword attack towards the knight. And the sword of the knight left his arms and is fallen to the ground. And again the hero pushes his sword towards the throat of the knight and says, look like you have died twice today. He is certainly amazed to see the knight being destroyed a second times. And the knight replies, how did you do that just now? And hero says, what do you want to say? What did I do just now? I just changed the direction of the sword the moment they clashed. And the knight replies, I am asking you, how can you just deflect the sword like that? And hero replies, this is what you call an advanced technique. You know what you wanna see? Do you wanna see that moment again? Says our hero to his knight. The knight is certainly angry. He doesn't know what to say and says, very well, I'll use a real sword as well this time. And hero replies, sure, whatever you do, you can do whatever you want. And hero asks his butler, hey Ron. Butler replies, yes, young master. I won the bet, okay? I just won the bet and you have to fulfill the condition of the bet. You will fulfill my wish, says the hero to the butler. And butler doesn't have a single word to say, and he says, yes, I understand, young lord. I just understand what you are saying. I lost the bet. My wish is what I asked earlier, okay? Says the hero to the Ron. You can do that, right? He asked the butler to look after his sister. It was the wish he made previously, and he is reminding the butler to save his older sister again. And butler replies, yes, young master, I'll put my life on the line to make it happen. And as you can see, the knight brings the real sword in his hand this time and says, third young lord, this time it will be different. And hero replies, what will be the different? How amusing, little chick, says our hero. I'll allow you to use mana this time. You can use the mana as you like. Chick, says the hero to the knight. And again he says, I'll use it too. I'll also use the mana I have. And the knight replies, very well, master, just come at me. Just come at me with your full power. And our hero launches himself from the ground and is about to give a lot of beating to the knight, as you can see in the picture. And both the sword of our hero and the knight clashes with each other. And the knight feels a lot of pain. He feels a heavy sword coming towards him. He is unable to block the sword that is just launching towards him, and the grip of the sword from his hand is loosened, and the sword in his hand falls down to the ground, as well as the man holding the sword. The knight is in a lot of pain right now, and our hero puts his leg in the stomach of the knight with a slam, and he says, "Over already? You can't even pry my single attacks. How are you a fourth circle swordsman?" And says the hero, and the knight replies, Are you a third circle? How can first circle have such power? This is impossible, says the knight. And the hero thinks to himself, I can understand his confusion. Since a mere first circle managed to defeat him, it's actually quite simple. Instead of the usual means of distributing mana evenly across your whole body to increase overall physical capabilities, I focused my mana onto one region. He thinks that he has focused his mana in only the region where he needs the power most. He doesn't distribute the mana in all the region as the traditional method of doing the things. And he says, Hey chick, do you really have to become an official knight? Says our hero, and the knight is in a distrust and says, What do you mean? I'm not an official knight. If I'm not an official knight, what else could I possibly be? Says the knight to the hero, and hero says, What you ask? And at the same time, we can see the father of our hero is looking out from his window with a black dog beside him. Maybe he is in his reading room or something. Say, a hound, a very loyal hound. And the knight replies, Pardon? What do you mean? I'm not a hound, I'm not a dog. And our hero replies, Become a hound that only follows my order. You will be able to live a much more entertaining life than an official knight would, says our hero to the knight he had just beaten the crap out of. And thus this chapter ends, and let's go to the next chapter. Chapter 14. In the previous chapter, our hero asked his knight to become his hound, his loyal hunting dog instead of the knight. He says, Become a hound that only follows my order, and you will be able to live a much entertaining life than an official knight would, says our hero to the knight. And the knight asked the hero, Can I ask what exactly I'll gain from becoming your hound? And our hero says, jeez, shouldn't you be asking what you will be doing before you ask what you have to gain? Says the hero, and says, Well, whatever. If you become my hound, you will gain power. You will even gain some authority if you want. So, what does a hound do? Asks the knight to hero. And he says, Isn't it obvious? Assassinate people who get in my way and protect me, replies the hero to the knight, pushing his leg towards his stomach in the ground. And the swordsman and the knight is certainly faced, also the butler. Both of them are in shock, and the knight replies, Assassinate? Who do I have to assassinate? Asks the knight, and hero replies, Think about that on your own and your target. If you think about it, isn't it obvious? Against someone like him? I'll give you 1 day. I hope you make the right decision, says the hero to the knight. Little chick, I'll give you just 1 day, and you have to decide whether you will follow me and be my loyal hound, or if you'll refuse me, says the hero. And the butler and the knight replies, Yes, young lord, I will think about it. At the same time, we can see the house and the pigeon flying around the house. And the butler says, Young master, aren't you being too reckless? Says the butler, and hero says, What do you mean I have been too reckless? And the butler says, I am asking if you trust that page. And hero replies, Of course not. How could I trust such a person who was just about to beat me if I didn't have the power. And the butler replies, what you said earlier make reach the Marquis's ears, says the butler, and our hero just suddenly stands up, and the butler again says, this is not time to laugh. The Marquis must be waiting for a chance. If she finds out that you are leaving tomorrow, there's no telling what could happen. She may try to kill you. Aren't you worried? Says the butler to Hero. And Hero replies, she may want to, but she can't. Even if she wants to kill me, she can't kill me right now. Because what happened there a few days ago, my beloved brother is still terrified of water. The Marquis is definitely waiting for a chance, but she can't kill me, since the Marquis is keeping his eyes wide open. He thinks that the stepmother can't do any harm to him because he is in the eyes of the Marquis right now. The Marquis is watching over the incident just recently happened, so she can't do anything to him right now. And they still need me to keep my sister under submission, he thinks. Her killing me in a situation like this is impossible because they need to keep my sister into the pressure from me, says our hero to the butler, and butler replies, are you certain? And hero says, you think the Marquis will let her do that? Not only that, I am gonna be heading to the academy. So how will she possibly kill me? She will probably stop at something like trying to break my limbs. And when no one in this world was able to kill me, a mere Marquis, the Harpy Lord, Orc Lord, and the Dragon Lord, among many others, couldn't kill me. He thinks that all those people like the Harpy Lord, the Orc Lord, and even the Dragon Lord couldn't kill him. Then how could a mere Marquis kill him in this life? But a woman like that, how can she kill me? Our hero is certainly in amazement and he's laughing while his butler is massaging our hero in the shoulder. And our hero says, that was pretty funny. Thank you for the massage. I am itching all over since I have never exercised, says our hero. And butler replies, you are welcome, young master. It's my job to give you massage and to take care of you. And our hero again says, run. And butler replies, yes, master. And hero says, as long as I don't choose death myself, I will never die. And the butler is again replies, are you planning something, young master? Do you have something in mind? And our hero replies, you could say that I am planning something. And looking at the evilish life of our hero, the butler is sweating all over himself. He doesn't know what to say and just keeps his mouth shut. And our hero again says, if you are curious about what will happen tomorrow, you are welcome to certainly follow me. Secretly follow me. And the butler replies, am I not coming with you, young master? And our hero says, no, you are not coming with me. You can't come with me. Swear to me. You have to secretly follow me. Okay, says our hero to his butler. He doesn't want his butler to follow him. He just wants him to secretly come after him. And the butler replies, yes, sir, I'll secretly follow you. And at the same time, we can see the door opening. And our hero again says before leaving the room, oh right, I'm gonna be making my second circle now, okay? Make sure no one enters my room. He asks his butler that no one should enter his room because he's gonna make his second circle right now. And the butler replies, second circle? That's not such an easy thing to go through, says the butler. And hero is saying, what? It's easy for me though. He replies in casual voice, says it's just a child play for me. Second circle is not a difficult thing for me. And the butler replies, pardon? What is it so easy? It's not as easy as you think. I see. I'll be right there, young master, replies the butler. No matter how much of a genius he is, there is no way he is just a first circle with skills like that. Yes, he is third circle. He has to be a third circle. The knight is remembering the incident happened yesterday, or maybe in the morning. He thinks that how can a first circle swordsman beat him? He must be a third circle. He is remembering the past events and thinking that he must have hidden his power. He must be a third circle. The third young lord is no doubt a genius, but his proposal to have me become his hound is absurd. How can he ask me to be his hound? It's not like he is backed by the mantis house like the second young lord is, nor does he have vassals to support him. The young lord has nothing. How can he ask me to become his hound when he doesn't possess a single power or single thing to protect himself? He's thinking to himself very hard and remembers saying that become a hound that will only follow my orders. He remembers how the third young lord asked him to become his hound. He will be able to live a much more entertaining life than an official knighthood. He remembers all those sayings of our hero. He remembers everything. He thinks to himself, no, I was swept away along too far by my child's word. I should tell the Marchioness about this. The third young lord's martial talents, and about our conversation in the basement. This is a chance, he thinks himself. He should tell all the things happened to him to the Marchioness, and this is his chance to be a good person in the eyes of the Marchioness, to shine himself in the eye of Marchioness. He wants to tell everything just happened. And the maids who are passing by thinks to him themselves, oh my, that knight seems to be in a good mood. And the knight is thinking to himself, a chance for me to stand out. And the Marchioness, no matter how much of a genius the third young lord is, you damn brat, he can't beat the Marquis' house unless he is a monster. He thinks it's common sense. How can he win against the Mantius family? And we can see this must be the your mother, who was nothing but a mere commoner, gave you a chance. Talent, disposition of an archmage. What's so important about those things? Elizabeth, as long as you are that woman's daughter, nothing else but your face is good about you, understand? And as we can see, the stepmother of our hero is scolding our little princess, the older sister of our hero. She's scolding her, saying that even if you have certain talents like being a sixth circle mage or anything, there is nothing good about you. As long as you are the daughter of that woman, you are nothing. There is nothing good about you unless your face. She's scolding her, and we can see the younger sister Elizabeth is not in a good mood. She is certainly sad hearing all those things. And the Marchioness again says, you are so sweet. Will you like a glass, Elizabeth? And she hands over the glass of wine. Don't be shy. And as you can see, this chapter ends. Then let's go to next chapter. Chapter 15. No, how could I drink? How could I dare to drink in front of you, mother? Replies Elizabeth, and the mother says, is that so? Oh. She gulps the drink towards her mouth and says, the eldest son of the Manuel Duke house seems to be interested in you. The second son of the Asnabel Duke house seems to be interested as well. A mere second son, she says. I will keep looking for marriage partners, so make sure you behave. Or could it be you have someone interested in? Asks the Marchioness to Elizabeth, and Elizabeth replies, no, there's not someone, there is no one like that. And the Marchioness again asks, what a relief, because if you did, they would disappear without a trace, says the Marchioness, and Elizabeth doesn't say a single word, and she keeps quiet. And again she says, oh right, the youngest seemed to be thinking of something very amusing. And the girl replies, pardon? He must have tried to bring one of the pages to his side. He never could have expected it. That knight is being supported by my son. Oh. She thinks that the young bastard, the third child, is so naive. He thinks that he could bring the knight towards his side, but he doesn't know that the same knight is being supported by my son. You think he would try to eliminate me with someone like that? His shallow idea is so hilarious, says the Marchioness. And the older sister Elizabeth thinks to herself, the reason why he started to have those thoughts is all because of you and father, but I have to restrain myself. I see, says the girl, and he thinks himself, if I don't, then the pressure towards Jack will become even stronger. And again the Marquess replies, sigh, my tummy hurts from all that laughing, but Elizabeth, I am glad you are so understanding at least. As I have said before, I'll keep looking for marriage partners, so just keep doing what you have been doing. Also, I'll say this just in case. She puts her hand in the shoulder of the Elizabeth and says, if you ever show interest in another man or anything of that sort, you know what will happen, right? Says the Marquess to Elizabeth, and Elizabeth is shivering in fear. She doesn't say a single word. She knows what her stepmother means. And she replies, yes, I know, please don't worry. I will never look for a man, I will never look for a relationship, I will never step out of the boundaries, says the Elizabeth with bowing her head down. And the Marquess says, yes, you are such a sweet girl, Elizabeth. It will be time for our meal soon, so hurry down, says the stepmother to Elizabeth. And Elizabeth replies, yes mother, I'll do whatever you ask. And we can see the sun has set or about to rise. And we can see the maid are bringing food here and there. They are placing the food in the table, and we can see lots of foods. And we can also see the family members sitting beside each other, except for the third son. There are 4 people dining with each other. We can see 3 people along the one row, and Elizabeth along the another row. She is alone. She sits alone among them while eating the food. And we can see the door just slammed open, and everyone is shocked. Everyone looks here around there. And our hero says, it's not like the nation is doomed, so why is the mood so somber at the dinner table? Replies our hero. And we can see the Elizabeth shouts at our hero, Jack! And the father doesn't say a single word. He is angry. He is just angry. And our hero replies, I am at least the precious third young lord of the Marquess house, so there should be at least a spot for me on the table, no? I should have a meal with my family at least once, says our hero. A few minutes ago, there are 2 main ways to use mana. The first is to circulate the generated mana evenly across the body. This type of mana circulation can greatly affect your physical abilities. It can heighten your senses, intelligence, and most importantly, strength. The second is to inject mana into a systematic formula and materialize it. Stuff like fireball, ice, arrow, and hellfire are example of that. Ron is a ninth circle mage and Chick is a fourth circle swordsman. That is the reason why the people who use mana are divided into mage and swordsman. So there are basically two types of people. Those people who use mana to fortify their own bodies, they are called swordsmen, and those people who use mana outside of their body to do certain type of magic like spear, hellfire and all, they are called mages. This is basically that, okay? And I am a swordsman. Though I am a swordsman, it's not like I can't use magic. As we can see, the hero is building his second circle, as he said to his butler earlier. He says, Hey Ron, what are you staring at? And the butler replies, it's 2 months. 2 months? What is 2 months? And the butler says, the time it took for me to achieve the second circle. The butler says he took 2 months for achieving the second circle, and the hero thinks it usually takes 4 months for a first circle to reach the second circle, but Ron only took 2 months. Unless you regress like me, it's certainly a difficult feat. You are super fast too, as I thought. You are amazing, Ron. Hero replies to his butler, and Ron says, I don't think I should be hearing that from someone who became a second circle mana user in just 5 hours. Hero replies, is that so? Oh, right. What time is it? And the butler says, oh, let's see. It's 5:48 p.m. young master. And Hero feels certain hunger in his stomach and says, what? Has that much time passed already? Come to think of it, it's time for dinner. He suddenly remembers it's the dinner time. Shall I prepare a steak as always? Says the butler, and Hero replies, no, forget it. Wait, the haughty main building should be having dinner soon too, right? Oh, alright, I have decided, says the hero, and is going towards the main building where all the people are having dinner. And butler says, wait, young master, you are not thinking of going there, are you? And hero pushed his finger towards the mouth. Hey, shut up. I'll at least let them know I'm heading out tomorrow, says the hero. And as you can see in the present time, the hero is sitting beside everyone and is about to eat the food, and he is eating food with much appreciation. So the main building has such luxurious meals. It's delicious, but not as much as what Ron makes for me, says the hero. And we can see the older brother of our hero is shivering in fear, while his stepmother is certainly angry. She folds her arms around her breast and she sits down with the angry face around her. But our hero is not fazed. Thank for the meal. And someone says, Jack, and our hero turns his head. It's his father. Did you come here to say something? Says the father. And our hero says, well, I guess so. Why else would I come to this dull-ass place, father? Says our hero to his father. And as so, the chapter is finished. Let's go to next chapter, chapter 16. I thought you were laying low, but you must have lost your mind, says the father to his son. And hero replies, why are you making such a face? You are making the atmosphere awkward. And we can see both father and son staring at each other, playing a battle of the eyes. And his sister says, Jack, let's talk outside. If there is something you need, I will. And the father says, quite. Very well, let's hear what you have to say, says the father to his son. And our hero is smiling and he says, I'm heading back to the academy tomorrow. I can't bear to stay in such gloomy atmosphere any longer, says the hero. And the father says, if you say so, very well, very well. Leave behind leave bright and early tomorrow, says the father to his son. And the hero thinks, though I didn't say it to receive your permission, I am glad you all allowed it so easily. Oh, right. Brother, how have you been lately? I hear you can't drink anything because of your phobia of water. You must be thirsty. Even though you are a brother who beat me up whenever you were bored, but still you are my family. It's quite unfortunate, isn't it? This is wine, not water. So, will you like a sip? Says the hero, opening the bottle of the wine. And seeing the wine flowing around the table, the brother is in agony. He has the certain phobia towards the water. He is in shock, and he drops himself down on the ground. And the marionette says, "You rude brat! How dare you cause a ruckus in this place?" Says the marionette. A dog is barking somewhere. I said what I wanted to say. And the hero leaves the place after saying such words. And as we can see, his sister is frightened. She is frightened that someone would harm his brother. And we can see the marionette is certainly angry. That vulgar son of a bitch! I swear I won't let this go, says the marionette with her angry, glooming face, with her purple burning eyes, and gritting her teeth. Oh, sure, I'll look forward to it, says our hero before leaving the room. And she says, that disrespectful brat, impudent bastard, I'll rip off that insolent brat's neck this instant, says the marionette. And we can see everybody leaving the food table, and the maids are frightened. And she says, Elizabeth, what the hell have you? And the maids gossip towards themselves. I guess I have been seeing the third young lord all wrong. To think he would anger the madam that much. Me too, says the another maid. And as you can see, the marionette is angry and is yelling towards the Elizabeth. Elizabeth, what the hell have you been teaching your little brother? Should we just start cleaning up before we get caught up in it? I guess we should, says the maids. They are going to clean. Contrary to the marionette's words, nothing out of the ordinary happened for the entire night, except for the fact that I was scolded. As we can see, his older sister is scolding her younger brother. She's beating him. She's giving him some slaps. And our hero as you can see, our hero is yelling, "It hurts, sis! Ouch, ouch! I said I'm sorry." But my sister who followed me out. As you can see, how could the departure of a Marquis' house son have such simple preparations? Though it seems pretty luxurious, it's nothing more than a comfortable place for me to sit. As you can see, our hero is going out towards his academy in his carriage. Around there somewhere there are some knights. Anyway, that cocky looking bastard over there, he's a sixth circle knight named Rason, who is in charge of this march. But the way he looks at me is suspicious. As you can see, he is staring at our hero. He must have some kind of plan the marionette ordered him to carry out. And the same knight who our hero asked to be his hound is shivering in fear. He doesn't know what to say. He just keeps quiet. "Jackie, will you really be alright?" Shouldn't I go with you? Says the girl, his young older sister, and hero replies, I said I am fine. And the girl replies, second young mother seems to be scheming something. I really should go with you. Replies the girl. Hero says, I am fine. Didn't I tell you, sister? A lot of things are going to change from now on. I am really fine, so don't worry about me, says our hero with smiling face. And you already know that. There is no way they will kill me. And the girl replies, that's true, but still there must be some kind of scheme. Please be safe, says the girl, and you should head back. How long are you going to keep following me? Asks the hero to his older sister. And she replies, okay, but still be careful, says the girl, and is leaving from our hero. And the butler replies, will you really be alright? The air in the main building isn't very good, says the butler towards our hero, and hero thinks to himself, he's making the same face as my sister. I'll be fine. You remember your promise yesterday, right? Says our hero. Today evening. And the butler says, of course I remember, young master. I know what to do. And we can see the butler is also leaving, and our hero is leaving for his academy. Okay. Oh, I remember. It's your request after all, says the butler, and our hero says, okay. Take care of my sister. Head back. Don't leave my sister alone, says our hero. And the butler replies, yes, please take care, young master. Please be safe. And he goes back to the main house. This is it. Ron will be following this march from the rear, and he will see what will happen later. I guess you could call it my gift to Ron, who has been working so hard for me. And our hero is thinking, it must be because the weather is so great and I'm feeling asleep. I will take a short nap, thinks our hero to himself, and is sleeping. And as you can see, the knight who is following around our hero is looking at him with a suspicious look. There must be a suspicion, there must be something going on here. He looks with menacing eyes. And so the chapter is finished. Let's go to next chapter. Chapter 17. It's the evening time, and our hero just wakes up. Is it evening already? Why didn't anyone wake me up? Thinks our hero. They seem to be setting up camp here. And he gets up from his sleeping posture and gets out of the carriage and sees the same knight standing beside him. And the knight and the hero both look at each other. They don't say a single word. They are just looking at each other, and our hero just smiles. Hey, our little chick, I guess you decided to do that, says our hero to the knight, and the knight replies, it ended up that way. And okay, it's your decision to make. I have no plans to change that, says our hero. What can I possibly expect from a little chick over them to think that that's the case, says our hero to the knight, and the knight leaves the scenario. And another knight who was looking with menacing eyes says, since you have already caught on, it seems I won't have to talk for very long. No, try talking for a while. I will at least hear you out, says the hero. For the 4 days we will be spending getting you to the academy, we will always be setting up camp for the night, and every time we set up camp for the night, we will break your limbs, says the knight to our hero, and heal you with a potion once the night is over.